Fans, direct your attention to the floor as tonight's colors are being presented by the Pavilion La Vista Schools Navy JROTC. And at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem. Members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform may render the military salute. Performing tonight's anthem is Master Sergeant Rachel Wilson. Fans, welcome to tonight's Boots for Troops matchup between the Green Bay Phoenix and your 22nd ranked Creighton Blue Jays. It's time for Fairfield and Suites starting lineups beginning with the visiting Phoenix. At guard, 5'11" redshirt junior from Luxembourg, Wisconsin. Number 1, Cassie Shields. At guard, 5'8" junior from Germantown, Wisconsin. Number 11, Natalie McNeil. At forward, a 6'1" junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Number 21, Jazz Kontrakowicz. At guard, 5'7" junior from South Lane, Wisconsin. Number 22, Natalie Anderson. And at forward, a 6'1" junior from Appleton, Wisconsin. Number 34, Maddie Schreiber. Phoenix are coached by Kevin Morset, assisted by Megan Vogel, Sarah Braun, Patrick Bowen, and Megan Pingo. For your 22nd ranked Creighton Blue Jays. And forward, a 6' senior from Hastings, Minnesota. Number 14, Mallory Frank. And forward, a 5'10" senior from Lakeville, Minnesota. Number 15, Lauren L.J. Jensen. Iori. This is Creighton basketball. Corey Tenson. Great foul. He's number 21, Wilkinson. That's her first. First team foul for the Blue Jays. And Schreiber. Emma Brunson, 1-3. Green Bay foul. He's number 22, Bailey Butler. That's her first. First Phoenix team foul. Mallory Brink at the line shooting 2. Corrections, Blue Jay basketball. Green Bay foul. He's on number 22, Butler. That's her second. Second team foul. Substitution for Green Bay. Checking in will be number 4, Martin Westeen. Jump ball. Green Bay basketball. Traveling call, Blue Jay basketball. Phoenix basketball. Three-point basket. Cassie Shields. Green Bay foul is number 11, McNeil. That's the first. 13 foul for Phoenix. Checking in for the Blue Jays. And Mogensen.
Mogensen to the bench along with Ronsick. Brings in Jamie Horan. She has it, squares up the tray. Just a bit long, and it'll be out to Green Bay.
Creighton's had some good looks from the outside, just haven't been able to knock down the last couple. 1 for 3 from out there, 2 for 6 from the field. Meanwhile, Green Bay on fire, 5 of 6 from the field.
11-5 Green Bay. 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Here's the freshman point guard, Maren Westeen. Schreiber trying to get it inside. 10 on the shot clock. On the drive, and an arm bar called on Creighton.
Yeah, well, at the top of the key, when Schreiber put it on the floor and got around Keani Lockett, the Blue Jays sophomore. Lockett commits the foul there.
Quick inbound, tapped away. It'll be recovered on the perimeter by Kondrakowicz. McNeil, outlet. Schiltz missed it. Ball on the floor, offensive board for Green Bay. Schiltz will re-rack it and put that one in.
This is a Green Bay team. If you're familiar with watching Creighton, you're gonna see a lot of similarities. Green Bay loves to hit that outside shot. They love to move and cut off the ball as well.
They had not shot it too well in their first couple. Here's Jensen trying to answer, misses that one. Under 30% from long range in their first 2 games, Green Bay.
Now that is very unusual for this program.
Schiltz, step back. Here's Schreiber. Trying to go by Break, and Break commits the foul, going for the steal. 4:57 to go, first quarter. Green Bay off to a hot start. They lead the Blue Jays 14-5. At the end of last season, Morgan Molly scored her 1,000th career point tonight. She was honored in front of the home crowd with the trophy. And Rob Sims, after all the hardware she picked up in the offseason, Morgan Molly might need an extra shelf on the trophy case.
Well, yeah, first team All Big East at the end of last year, but you mentioned the hardware she picked up in the summer. She played a lot of 3-on-3 basketball. First, she's played with her teammates, and her teammates, the Big Four you mentioned in the Open, they won a tournament in the United States. That got some recognition for Morgan, and Emma Ronsick got to play a little bit extra 3-on-3, but Morgan traveled the world. She went to China, Canada, Mongolia, just playing 3-on-3 basketball, and won several of those events as well.
Yeah, that Team USA won the Under-21 Nations League, which is the worldwide tournament for 3-on-3 basketball. And an off-ball foul called on Creighton here.
A lot of, we've seen a lot of that so far. Off-ball fouls called for a displacement there.
That one's on Jamie Horan. 4th team foul on the Blue Jays here halfway through the first. On the shot clock for the Phoenix. And a travel called. Turnover for Natalie McNeil.
Yeah, so 3 turnovers for the Phoenix, 4 for the Blue Jays as they still try to get settled into their offense. The Phoenix have kind of disrupted what Creighton likes to do, moving off the ball.
9-point lead for Green Bay. Ronsick trying to get something going inside. Tough scoop shot won't go.
Yeah, that's a forced shot there from Ronsick.
Creighton just 2 for 8 from the field. The skip pass was picked off by Jensen. Hands it back to Ronsick. Lockett passed up the 3. Draws the contact on the way in. She'll shoot 2.
Now Lockett turned down that opportunity. She's only attempted 1 3 through the first couple of games. Passed on that opportunity with the drive, and now a chance to add to her free throw totals.
Lockett a perfect 2 for 2 through the first 2 games from the free throw line.
Both these teams 82% at the line, better than 82% at the line.
But the shooting woes, no matter where they come from on the floor, continue for Creighton here in the first quarter. Scoreless for the last 4:35, and it'll stay that way as Lockett goes 0 for 2 from the stripe.
Yeah, just really unusual, sluggish start here by the Blue Jays. This is actually the first time they've even trailed this year. They led wire to wire in both of their opening wins.
I told you, don't sleep on Green Bay. This is a very good basketball team. Ronsick off the inbound. Now Jensen. Lost her footing, and that's a travel.
Green Bay's done well to force a couple of turnovers, but Creighton's also committed a couple of self-inflicted turnovers.
10-0 run for Green Bay. Westeen over to Anderson, fresh off the bench. Schultz looking inside. Genki in the post. Left-handed hook won't go, and Horan there for the rebound. Townsend. Lockett. Ronsick skips it over to the near side. Townsend will square up a 3. Missed that one short.
You mentioned how Green Bay hadn't shot the ball very well from the outside to start the season. Really, Creighton hasn't found their shooting touch either. Just 30% from 3. Green Bay came in shooting just 29%.
Anderson slipped to the basket, and Jensen ran into her. That'll be a foul.
The whistles in this game, too, haven't helped the Blue Jays. The flow of this game, there just has not been any flow. We're 7 minutes in now, and there hasn't really felt like a up and down flow to this basketball game.
That's the 5th team foul. It'll put Natalie Anderson at the line. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first. Anderson shooting her first free throws of the season, makes that one.
Yeah, Anderson, an IUPUI transfer. She made 49 starts in 110 games there, and then comes to do some grad work in Green Bay and play a little basketball.
16-5, 12-0 run for Green Bay. Morgan Molly. Good spin move on the baseline, but left it short. Got it back. Good hands by Ronsick. Jensen for three, no good.
There's a lot of banging going on in this game. A lot of bodies up against each other.
Anderson for three, and Green Bay extends the lead to 19-5. A 15-0 run over 5 minutes and 49 seconds, and Jim Flannery has seen enough.
Yeah, it's just unusual to see this squad come out so flat right now. Creighton 2 of 11 from the field. Meanwhile, on the other end, Green Bay with that one, 7 of 10, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. This is the type of run that Creighton has built its first 2 wins on, and now they're seeing it done to them. Some good, decent looks. You take Lauren Jensen taking that three-point shot. You take that shot previous to it, Morgan Molly getting low and getting just her first shot attempt. So credit Green Bay for keeping the ball out of her hands a lot this evening. And whatever they've designed on defense has worked well, because Creighton has not looked comfortable at all on their end of the floor yet.
Emma Ronsick with a three. Lauren Jensen scored on a run out. Nobody else has made a bucket for Creighton, and Jensen just threw that one into the scorer's table.
6th turnover for the Jays. Just all Phoenix right now in this one.
Westine outside for Anderson. Dump inside. Givens turnaround jumper is good. Make it 17-0 on the run.
It's the second shot they've had rattled out and then back in as well.
Ronsick pushed in the back on the catch in the post.
I will say, of the first 3 games, now 2+, this one, Green Bay clearly the most physical team that Creighton has played. Creighton with a neutral site win over North Dakota State, a home win over South Dakota, and the Phoenix have really come in and displaced the Blue Jays offensively, and it really disrupted.
Ronsick breaks the 6-minute 25-second scoreless streak for Omaha, and you can see it's painted all over the face of Jim Flannery. Just not happy with the way his team has started this game. Ronsick goes 2 for 2, makes it 21-7. Green Bay on the offensive end, they have been money so far. Schiltz dumped down underneath, and a foul coming against Ronsick. She got a piece of Genki on the way up.
Such a well-coached team. You can see what they're trying to do, the movement off the ball to get that post positioning there for Genki. Just well-designed plays for the Phoenix.
Genki's first is off the mark. She scored 26 points off the bench against Illinois State. It was 5 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Well, and she's come in here and looked like a post player. She's posted up a couple times and been guarding Creighton's interior players as well. But as you mentioned, she can shoot it from the outside.
22-7 now. Is Creighton going to get to 10 points before the quarter's up? Jensen, good drive to the bucket. That's what the Blue Jays needed.
And specifically, Lauren Jensen needed to get something going after missing a couple of threes that she typically makes.
Can they get a stop on the defensive end? They haven't gotten many so far. Givens nearly lost it, did lose it. And then Molly trying to get a run out, threw it away.
Yeah, just no need to rush that play. You see the intent, you know the intent, but you got to make sure your player is able to release and go.
Creighton pressing a little bit right now.
Absolutely.
Genki. 10 on the shot clock for Schiltz. Bounce feed down low. Genki called for the travel. Took an extra step on the catch.
Just a really good job by Green Bay, though, to get Genki that ball. They got the mismatch on the switch. The screen, the switch. You see a lot of pick and rolls. Just constant movement, which is what Creighton typically throws at their opponents, and Green Bay is the one coming in here and doing it at DJ Sokol Arena tonight.
All 9 points for the Blue Jays have been scored by Ronsick and Jensen. Mogensen. Shot clock and Gamecock basically locked in rhythm. 12 seconds now in the quarter. Mogensen to Jensen. Jensen with 6. Molly for 3. It was blocked. Rebound inside, kick out. Jensen for 3 at the buzzer is off the mark. And we close the first quarter with Creighton not reaching double figures. Green Bay 22, Creighton 9 after 10 minutes. Second quarter coming your way.
National Guard, Reserve Forces, and Civil Service employees of the following services, please stand and remain standing. From the U.S. Army, from the U.S. Air Force, from the U.S. Navy, from the U.S. Marine Corps, from the U.S. Coast Guard, and from the police departments, and fire department. Please join us in the law and recognizing the contributions and sacrifice that these men and women have made for our state and for our country.
John Schreiner, Rob Sims back here with you ahead of the start of quarter number 2 in Omaha. Not the way that Creighton would have wanted to start. They trail Green Bay 22-9.
Yeah, Green Bay has come in and done everything right. 8 of 11 on their offensive end and forcing Creighton into just 3 of 14 shooting. Green Bay has really executed on both ends of the floor perfectly to get this 13-point lead on the road after 1.
Blue Jays just 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. So you mentioned it, that Creighton hadn't really shot it well from outside through the first couple. Hadn't mattered, but it's mattered so far in this one. Creighton will start the second quarter with the basketball. Ronsick to the rim, got it. And the Blue Jays are in double figures. And then over the line, called on Green Bay's Natalie Anderson, so an immediate turnover.
And credit Keani Lockett, the sophomore bench player, in to start this quarter. She forced that turnover with some pressing coverage there.
Creighton with a chance to get back-to-back buckets to open the second. Haran down to Ronsick. Mid-range jumper is good. Emma Ronsick starting to heat up.
That's bad news for Green Bay, good news for Creighton. Give her 9 of the 13 Blue Jay points right now.
Still a 9-point Green Bay lead. Just underway here in the second. Ten on the shot clock for the Phoenix. Schiltz calling for a screen. 3 on the shot clock. Anderson with the turnaround. Jay left it short. Jamie Haran with the rebound. Mogensen steps into a 3. Got it! Huge bucket for Creighton, and they cut it down to 6.
Mogensen, perfectly capable of doing that. She doesn't do it at a high volume, but she was 3 of 5 from on the year from beyond the arc before that one.
Creighton starts the second with a 7-0 run. Kondrakowicz trying to go baseline. Got around Molly and finished. 24-16 Green Bay. Mogensen on the attack. Has her shot blocked out of bounds. Kondrakowicz, 32 blocks a season ago. Got one there.
I like what I've seen from Creighton to start this half. They're really taking what's given to them rather than trying to do what they want. If Green Bay is giving a driving lane, Mogensen, the smallest player on the floor, she takes it.
Called a foul on Kondrakowicz. Looked pretty clean from where we were sitting, but Molly Mogensen at the line for 2, misses the first.
A little bit of body there, I think, is where they were calling that. Mogensen, that's her first attempt at the stripe this year.
Second goes down. 24-17, 7-point game. Green Bay looking to win over a top 25 team for the 12th time under head coach Kevin Borseth. Kondrakowicz. Good move in the post. Good finish.
Got Morgan Molly off of her feet.
Rancic blows by Kondrakowicz at the other end. Rancic has taken the scoring load on her shoulders here in this one.
She's been the most consistent Blue Jay this season. One official has a tip there. The other official does not. They talk to each other, and the Phoenix will keep it. Yeah, you talk about Rancic's 3rd on the team with 15.5 points per game, but she scored 15 in the opener, 16 in the last one, and she's well on her way to eclipsing that here this evening.
Fresh 20 on the shot clock for Green Bay. As McNeil had a good first quarter. McNeil with 8. Kondrakowicz. Schultz with 3, with 2. Down low. And shot clock violation. Green Bay looking for a foul, didn't get the call. And another good defensive possession for Creighton.
Well, yeah, Creighton has done a much better job. They've forced a couple of turnovers now. Green Bay just with 3 shot attempts here, 2 for 3. Creighton perfect from the field here in the second.
Rancic, step back tray. Just missed it. Rebound to Schreiber.
Heat check, perhaps. But you're fine with that heat check if you're Jim Flannery.
Mogensen nearly got the steal. Green Bay will retain possession. Schultz for 3. Missed that one, but Westeen with the offensive board. Schreiber had a size mismatch inside and committed the travel. And now it's Kevin Borseth who's up off the bench in some disdain. And allowed Creighton to get right back into it here in the second.
Well, we highlighted those stats earlier in the broadcast too, that Creighton has only allowed 53.5 points per game in those wins. It really was their defense that carried them in those first 2.
Jensen. Now Rancic looking for a pass inside, somehow found its way to break. Molly with a deep 3. Break with an offensive board, but a foul called on the floor against Emma Rancic for the hold.
Wow. Again, an off-the-ball foul. These officials really looking away from the ball at the contact elsewhere. Unusual to see this many calls off of the ball this early.
Second personal on Rancic, who leads the way with 11 for Creighton.
Now that would be bad news for Creighton if she gets in foul trouble.
Schreiber looking inside, didn't have it. Schultz with 7 will take the 3. Off the mark. Long run out. Rancic to the rack. The scoop.
And no foul there.
The crowd wanted a foul. They still want a foul.
You hear the displeasure because she was the one that was whistled for something off the ball, and that clearly on the ball. Not saying it was clearly a foul, but that on the ball contact you think is gonna get whistled.
Creighton's done a great job of forcing Green Bay deep into the shot clock. And they do it again here. Can McNeil come up with something? To the corner, 3 on the way for Westeen, got it. The freshman knocks it down to make it a 10-point game. 29-19 Green Bay, halfway through quarter number 2. Mogensen for a deep 2, no. Saved, but into the hands of Cassie Schultz. Schreiber, turnaround, good. Back-to-back buckets for the Phoenix.
Just when Creighton was able to cut into that lead, Phoenix building it right back up.
And Creighton now on another long scoreless drought over 3 minutes.
They're almost looking gun shy at some point here.
Jensen, turnaround, short. Nearly got it back. It's picked up by Mallory Brake.
Brake tipped it, and Jensen tipped it back to Brake, and she's able to corral it.
10 on the shot clock now for Creighton. Morgan Molly down low. Mallory Brake up and in.
Yeah, Brake somehow got behind the defense there and got lost by the Phoenix defense, and good finish from Brake, who had 10 points, 9 boards in her previous outing.
First field goal for Mallory Brake. There's McNeil down low. Stolen by Jensen.
See if Creighton can turn those turnovers into points. They haven't done too much of that so far.
Brake looking for a slip to the basket by Ronsick, but it was good defense on the perimeter. Kondrakowicz touched it away, and that'll lead us to break. Green Bay 31, Creighton 21. Blue Jays trying to fight back here in the second quarter. Back with you here at DJ Sokol Arena, 3:28 to go, second quarter. Creighton trails Green Bay by 10. Blue Jays have shot the ball much better here in the second, 5 of 10 from the floor. But Rod, they've allowed Green Bay to go 4 of 7 on their own end.
Yeah, the Phoenix shooting 67% from the field in this one. Creighton's first 2 opponents combined to shoot under 33%. So, yeah, the Phoenix have found the shooting touch against the Jays, and the Jays well below their season average in shooting percentage as well.
Green Bay on the offensive end. They've been very efficient tonight. Here's Kondrakowicz. Schreiber trying to go by Mogensen. Steps up and under, missed it. And Mogensen with the rebound.
Tight wire act 2 to pull that in.
And a steal. Telegraphed the pass. Schultz took it away. Missed the lay-in. Good defense by Brake to affect the shot.
Brake and Mogensen both didn't give up on that. Brake challenged and Mogensen there to clean it up.
Morgan Molly, she needs to get going. If Creighton's going to get back into this thing, you just feel like she's got to play a part.
Brake got poked in the eye there, looks like.
Townsend for 3, missed it.
2 of 12 from beyond the arc are the Jays now.
Looking for a long pass ahead. It almost hit Lauren Jensen in the back of her head. She's able to touch it at the last second. It'll stay Green Bay basketball. 2:15 to go, second quarter.
That's really fun to watch Green Bay on offense as they constantly try to get you to switch and get a matchup that is favorable to them. And so far it has worked really well.
Genki back in there as Kondrakowicz goes to the bench for the Phoenix. Here's Genki for 3. Got it. Boy, she is hot to start the season. Callie Genki knocks in another triple. 34-21. And a foul off the ball. Another off-ball foul. We've been tracking that. It's been a common occurrence here tonight.
That's probably a handful now. I know it's at least 4. Probably at a full handful now as Genki gets whistled for the grab, trying to post up against Morgan Molly, trying to post her up.
Second team foul on Green Bay here in the second. First on Genki. Mogensen off the inbound play. Another missed 3 for Creighton and another foul on a rebound attempt. Mallory Brake called for the push.
And Creighton jumped out, scored the first 7 points here in this quarter, but we're back even here in this quarter, and Phoenix back up to their biggest lead of this quarter at 13.
Westeen working on Townsend. Gives it up to Genki. Givens with 8 on the shot clock. And a foul pushing through the screen on Mallory Brake.
So Brake, that's going to be her 3rd foul. Creighton right now not very deep. They've only had 3 come off the bench. They have 2 others available to come off the bench tonight, but gonna have to see some bench players for the Jays.
Ronsick back out there with 2 fouls. Schreiber trying to get down low, working on Horan, created space and finished it.
Phoenix physical right now, just putting it to the Jays.
Jensen for 3. Missed it. Tapped out. Good job, Ronsick, to keep it alive. Ronsick fadeaway, doesn't go, tapped out again. Ronsick for 3, missed that one, tapped out again.
Jays have to have points on this possession.
Jensen to the rack. Just about got the and 1, but she'll go to the line for 2.
Jays are just scratching to stay in this one.
So Lauren Jensen to the line for 2. We remind you that In the Bonus is your weekly podcast devoted to all things women's basketball. Join Megan Caffrey, Kim Adams, Isis Young, and Lisa Carlin as they take you inside the game with exclusive insights, player and coaches interviews, and behind-the-scenes access. This week's special guest is Marquette's dynamic duo, Liza Carlin and Jordan King. Don't miss a single basket, assist, or slam dunk all season long. It's In the Bonus, presented by Invesco QQQ. Find In the Bonus wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. 36-22 the score. Jensen missed the second. 8 on the shot clock again for Green Bay. At the buzzer, an air ball, and that'll be another shot clock violation for the Phoenix. Schultz couldn't find the rim.
Creighton desperately needs some points here to finish this half with some momentum. That a half that has just been dominated by the visitors.
36-22. Green Bay's led by as many as 16. Moran quickly ahead. Mogensen, bounce feed. Ronsick off her knee, and it's out of bounds to Green Bay.
Kind of sums up the first half for the Blue Jays with that play.
Green Bay content to just let the clock run. They will head to the locker room at halftime with a 14-point lead on the road against the number 22 team in the country. 36-22 Green Bay at the break.
The Gavitt tip-off games continue on. Unforgettable tip-off games continue on FS1. Two powerhouse conferences square off. The Big East. Wow! The Big Ten. Bad! Friday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
Let's highlight a couple of other Big East teams from this past week. We have to give a little love to Providence. Aaron Bath, the Friars are one of the Big East women's basketball teams who are 2-0 early on in the season. And it's so exciting. You get a brand new head coach in there, and kudos to Aaron and the Friars of what they've been able to accomplish so far. Ice, I know you had a couple of quick thoughts on the Friars.
Yeah, I mean, just two good wins in that opening week. One against Hampton, 76-46. So, hey, like, that's tough defense, and then scoring the basketball, and then a 10-point win against Vermont. I'm really excited for just their games that they have coming up this week. I also feel like it's going to challenge them in some different ways. They've got Brown, and then on Sunday, Boston College. Obviously going to be a tough test, but again, a good way to get ready, and also good local competition. You don't have to travel anywhere. You can stay local. You're going around the corner, staying in the city. But just, we talked about this in our first episode. We were highlighting Providence, that they had some returners that were coming back. And so we felt like Erin Bath was going to have some good players under her belt. She wasn't going to have to just rebuild completely. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Saw a really good game out of Gracie Fosa. Just across the stat line, 10 points, guys, 7 rebounds, and then 4 steals as well. Just playing both sides of the basketball. So really like what she was able to bring. And then also she had told us earlier in the preseason about Marta Morales Romero, just a player that she had brought in from overseas. So 8 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. So I love stat sheet fillers. I love players that are going to do a little bit of everything. And you're going to see, their versatility. So just really good to see that they've come out. They've won the first 2 games. These are confident wins against good competition. 30 points over Hampton, 10 points over Vermont. Yeah. These are good wins, quality wins. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll give you one more name because we talked about the balance of Marquette. I've seen a similar balance with Providence. Olivia Olson, the big girl inside, named to the Big East Honor Roll this week. She had a career high 25 in that win over Hampton, and in the 2 wins, averaging 19 points, 7.5 rebound, and a Big East leading 3 blocks per game. So these are just 3 players we mentioned. We haven't even mentioned Kylie Shepard yet. So they've got some nice pieces, and it seems like they're forming a versatile offense where they can hurt you in a couple of different ways, and it's coming together early on for Coach Bath.
Yeah, it really is. And credit to Olsen, too. She's currently in the league second highest with her field goal percentage in the conference. She's got 69.6% of her attempts from the field. So let's go, Olivia. Let's turn to also, because we're seeing some balanced offense also from Creighton, right? That's something that is we've seen that in the past with the Blue Jays as well. Kim, who stood out to you on the Blue Jays?
Well, I think just team-wise, like the word that comes to mind is steady. I mean, they've come in, they've handled their business. They played North Dakota State. They won by about 20 in that game. They won against South Dakota Friday night, 81-55. Like South Dakota, these are teams that have had good battles throughout the years. Like, this is no walkover game. And they nearly beat them by 30. And before I get in, I'm gonna hold some individual player notes for our next segment. But the thing that just is insane about Creighton is the way they share the ball.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this South Dakota game. They had 25 assists on 31 field goals to just 6 turnovers. You're not losing a lot of games with numbers like that. I don't care who you're playing. Knocking down, they didn't have a great percentage in this game, but they did still knock down 11 threes. They were 11 for 34, 32%. We know they can get that up a little bit higher. But let's see. They had 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 4 players knock down a 3. So just the way they share the ball, they're unselfish. I'm going to get into a little bit more Morgan Molly in a second, but I just love how they've come in with a business-like attitude.
Basketball and babies. Are you not entertained? Here are the highlights from the first half. Creighton in that first quarter scored just 9 points. Green Bay took advantage.
Yeah, they took advantage at every turn. They just could not miss, seemingly. They ended up shooting 61% there in the first half. Really built out a big lead here as the visitors.
Creighton went more than 6 minutes scoreless in the first quarter. They would change fortune a little bit in the second quarter, but Green Bay was just really efficient again.
Efficient, and Creighton had opportunities to get back in it. They were forcing turnovers, they were grabbing offensive rebounds, but they just could not cash in on those opportunities.
Eight different players for Green Bay scored in the first half. There you see the stats, 36 to 22. Rebounds and turnovers look pretty even, but that three-point percentage, that's a big difference.
Yeah, that's a big difference, and just those shooting percentages. Creighton 2 of 14. The big thing that stood out to me, though, John, I mentioned those opportunities Creighton had. Creighton forced 10 Green Bay turnovers. They converted those into just 4 points. Creighton had 9 offensive rebounds. They converted those into just 3 points. So if Creighton takes advantage of the opportunities, they may not have the lead in this game, but they're not down 14. The good news for the Blue Jays is you have an opportunity to take advantage still, and you have an opportunity to come out and face your first real adversity of the season. I mentioned it, they had not trailed at all at any point this season in their first 2 wins, and now they've trailed almost the entirety of this ball game with the exception of 37 seconds. And Green Bay has looked all the power of a top mid-major team. They're ranked 6th in the mid-major poll. They're the Horizon League favorites, and they won the Horizon League last year. They've been a mid-major power for a long time. This isn't a surprise to anybody who follows women's basketball that Green Bay has come in here and played this well. They're just such a well-coached team. It's such a good program. 12 NCAA trips under that man, head coach Kevin Borseth.
Start the second half, Green Bay in possession. Creighton looking to mount a big comeback here. Feels like Morgan Molly, who had a goose egg in the first half, scored 30 last time out. She's got to get it going. Creighton's got to find a way to free her up. Here's Schreiber down the left lane line.
Oh my
goodness. And a push called against Creighton on the first possession.
They called a push, but she was moving in to, watch this. Okay, so they called the push on Ronsick with the hip check, I suppose.
And that's number 3 on Emma Ronsick. Kondrakowicz airballs the 3. So Creighton able to get a stop on the first possession despite giving up the foul.
Well, and you said the right phrase, John. You said Creighton needs to free Morgan Molly up. And that's been tough to do. Green Bay has been all over her.
Jensen, a little hand check on the perimeter.
Well, yeah, Emma Ronsick was holding her breath there. She was watching the official signal that because she was a little worried that that might have been an offensive foul, a moving screen, and if so, that would have been her 4th.
It's number 2 on Natalie McNeil. Mogensen looking for the backdoor cut, wasn't there. Here's Molly, under 10 on the shot clock. She puts up the 3. Offensive rebound, stick back by Jensen.
That's a good look for Morgan Molly. She had the jab step that got her the space she needed, and Lauren Jensen there to clean it up for her.
36-24. Green Bay still in front by double digits. Butler had a quiet first half, got in some foul trouble early, missed that one. Ronsick, head fake. Here's Molly for 3 again. Got that one. Morgan Molly opens the account tonight with a big 3.
And quite honestly, that's the first time I feel like the Jays have run the offense they want to run. The ball movement was really crisp. The pass from Molly Mogensen to Molly, and Morgan Molly ready to pull the trigger.
36-27. Schreiber on the drive, bumped by Mogensen. It'll be a shooting foul.
Yeah, anytime the ball is being driven to the hoop right now, it feels like there's going to be a whistle. Now, whether that's right or wrong, it just feels like there's going to be a whistle. Whether you can initiate the contact or whether you draw a legit foul, just the whistles in this game have really benefited the Phoenix. And not to say they aren't deserved, but it has really disrupted the flow of the game.
Schreiber makes both her first 2 free throws of the season. Schreiber played 17 games a season ago, but missed the rest of the year with an injury. Been impactful here tonight. 38-27 Green Bay. Rancic over to Molly. Now Jensen. Kick out Rancic. Little head fake into the paint and fouled.
And again, that's, you drive, you draw contact, and you're going to get to the free throw line. So we may see a lot of these throughout this ball game. It just feels like a tightly officiated ball game tonight. And Creighton, again, we talked about taking advantage of opportunities. Here was another missed opportunity for them in the first half where they were just 4 of 8 at the line. And it continues.
Rancic misses. It was the 3rd personal called on McNeil. She becomes the first Phoenix with 3. Rancic does make the second, makes it a 10-point game. Bailey Butler, all defensive team in Horizon a season ago, has the ball again. Schultz down low, Kondrakowicz. Kick out, 7 on the shot clock. McNeil got it, going to the basket. Good drive across the lane.
Well, Rancic there with 3 fouls. She couldn't challenge that any more than she did.
40-28. Break, hooks a pass into the fans sitting along the baseline. Another turnover for the Blue Jays.
Creighton cannot afford a lot of empty possessions in this type of ball game where you're down double digits. You can't afford empty possessions.
Each team now with 10 turnovers. Foul called against Break for pushing through the screen. That's 4 on her.
Yeah, and again, that was the right call. And it's away from the basketball, but it's the right call.
And it looked like she never saw Kondrakowicz setting the screen and just ran into her.
Yep, that's
almost
exactly.
blind.
Yeah, came around, didn't have her head turned.
Schultz. Schreiber nearly tied up by Mogensen. Got it away inside. McNeil with the kick. On the drive, Butler missed it. And a foul as Kondrakowicz went over the top to try and get the rebound.
Yeah, 3 fouls apiece for both sides now with that one. It was Jamie Horan who came off the bench, the other senior for the Jays, replacing her fellow senior. So still an all-senior lineup for the Blue Jays right now.
Here is Horan. Rancic with it. Looking for the feed to Morgan Molly. Molly spinning inside, has it ripped away by Kondrakowicz. And Jensen with the steal at the other end, but she stepped on the sideline.
Well, you could just see Kondrakowicz waiting for that double opportunity to come. She timed it perfectly and was right there when Morgan Molly spun her direction. Just an outstanding defensive play by the Phoenix.
Natalie McNeil takes a seat on the bench for Green Bay. Here's Schultz. Green Bay continuing to move the ball around the perimeter. Schreiber, 8 on the shot clock, driving, double team comes, offensive foul. Charge taken by Jamie Horan.
Coach Borth doesn't agree, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Just an ever so slight lean there from Jamie Horan. The feet weren't moving, but the body certainly was.
Yeah, so again, that's a 4th foul now on the Phoenix in this quarter. We're not even to our media timeout.
Yeah, still 5:17 to go. Mogensen. Horan for 3. Got it. Jamie Horan with a big bucket there to make it 40-31.
Tell you what, Creighton has not had a lot of space on the perimeter, so when they do have the space and they can get a shot off, they need to, and Jamie Horan was ready to pull the trigger.
First 3 points of the night for Horan. Feed inside and a good turnaround finish by Schultz. Every time Creighton picks up a big bucket, Green Bay seems to answer. Jensen trying to get it going from mid-range, puts that one in.
And that might be what she needs to do. 0 for 4 from long range tonight. So that makes Lauren Jensen 1 for 13 from distance this season.
Didn't think you'd ever say that.
No.
She has been a sharpshooter in her time here in Omaha. Pass in, tipped, kept alive by Green Bay. Shot clock once again under 10. Butler. Schreiber got Horan to go the wrong way and finished it.
The patience that the Phoenix are showing right now, too, when you have a double-digit lead on the road.
Jensen, baseline floater and 1. Lauren Jensen being aggressive. And it'll be Lauren Jensen for a free throw when we come back. Green Bay 44, Creighton 35, under 4 to go in the third. Look at some scores from around the rest of the Big East on the women's side of the ledger. UConn without Easy Fudd. Still handling Maryland pretty well. They lead at 57-36 in the fourth, and a tight one between Penn State and St. John's in the third.
A good bounce back by UConn after losing on the road at NC State this weekend. Got NC State into the polls, actually jumped over the Blue Jays here, who are ranked 22nd. And that's notable because the Phoenix just looking for their 12th all-time top 25 win and their first since 2018. And they have looked like world beaters so far. Can they close it out to pick up that big win on the road?
Jensen converts the and one free throw to make it 44-36, 8-point lead for Green Bay. Kondrakowicz with the lob. Schreiber deep under the bucket, still finished it.
Great play out of the dead ball situation there by the Phoenix, just so well designed.
Schreiber now with 12 points to lead the way for Green Bay. Molly for three. Missed it. Haran tracks down the rebound. Rancic, Lockett. Lockett on the drive. Off the glass, no good, but she drew the contact.
They're going to call it on her.
And it is an offensive foul on Kiani Lockett.
Now let's see.
Well,
if
the Jamie Haran call was a charge, so was that.
Yep.
Consistency, that's what we hear from coaches, right?
Yep.
They just want the game called consistently.
A lot of fouls we've seen tonight called consistently. That's the 4th on the Jays, and Phoenix have committed 5 already.
Anderson worked around to Schreiber, down to Kondrakowicz. Back outside, Anderson for three. Came out a bit flat, but an offensive board for Green Bay. Backdoor feed, Anderson missed it. Oh, it would have been pretty.
Just constant movement off the ball, constant cutters for the Phoenix.
Rancic and Kondrakowicz down on the floor holding her ankle. That ball off the bottom of the backboard, but major concern as Jasmine Kondrakowicz is down holding the right ankle.
Yeah, just potentially just a rolled ankle there. She was backing up to guard Emma Rancic. You hope it's just a roll, just a tweak, and it is. Kondrakowicz is jogging off here. Let's watch the ankles. Yeah, just kind of looks like she may have gotten stepped on, so gets stepped on by Rancic and rolled it a little bit, but she was able to hop off and jog off, and she's had a really solid game for this team. Her numbers, just 6 points and 2 rebounds, but she's been all over the place, played really good defense as well.
After the inbound, Creighton working through Morgan Molly, has it tapped out of her hands. 6 on the shot clock for Rancic. Now down to 3. They're Lockett at the buzzer. Off the back iron. And out of bounds, saved. And Genki comes up with it. You go back to that play where Kondrakowicz fell down and Rancic was unable to finish with nobody in front of her.
Well, twice too. She missed that.
Foul on Morgan Molly as Schreiber goes to the rim.
She missed the initial open bunny 4-foot, 5-foot shot, got her own rebound and couldn't convert there either. And then, so again, another offensive rebound where you don't convert, and now Green Bay an opportunity to build back up that lead. Creighton just can't get within 8. They haven't been closer than 7 since early in the second quarter.
Schreiber to shoot 2, leading the way with 12 points. 5 of 6 from the field.
Yeah, can't get much more efficient than that. And one thing I was mentioning earlier, with this type of lead, this size lead, and the way that they're able to control the ball and move the ball, they can take so much air out of the ball right now when they're on their offensive end and really make it difficult for Creighton, which makes all of Creighton's possessions so important.
Lead balloons back to 12 at 48-36. Jensen. Mid-range, left it short. But saved it off the miss. A fresh 20 on the shot clock. Molly, very quiet tonight. And a foul called, offensive foul on Kiani Lockett.
Lauren Jensen got the shot off as that foul was committed and didn't get it to go anyway. So another offensive possession where you get an offensive rebound, you get a second chance. And Creighton right now, incredible. 13 offensive boards, but only 5 second chance points from those.
Clock winding down, near a minute remaining here in the third, and Creighton has drawn no closer. This might take a Herculean effort in the fourth quarter if Creighton's going to win this game. Dump down, finished by Genki. What a pass. Molly for three. Missed it. Air ball. Put that in your collector's case. A Morgan Molly airballed three.
Again, they just haven't, Creighton has not had a lot of space on the perimeter, so it feels like when they do, they've got to get it off, and maybe she rushes her shot there because of that.
40 seconds to go. 50 to 36. Ronsick, the double team comes, and the double team commits a foul.
And that'll be some free throws for the Blue Jays. So yeah, they're right back where they started here in the second half. Both teams have played even here in the third quarter, so still down 14 are the Blue Jays after they just have not recovered from that 9-point first quarter.
And the free throw shooting has been poor as well.
Just amazing. Creighton shooting just at 83% from the line as a team coming into tonight, and now with that make, they just creep over 50% at 7 for 13.
Butler with 3 fouls. The foul was on her. Still out there running the point. Green Bay holding for a final shot here in the third. Seven on the shot clock. Anderson, baseline, finished. Got it out to Jensen across the timeline. Jensen in deep, looking for the jumper. Missed it. And Green Bay will go to the fourth quarter with a 15-point lead at number 22 Creighton. Kevin Borsett's team looking to pull off the big upset 10 minutes away. Green Bay will be feeling really good going back home with a win over Creighton here tonight. They'll get their next 3 at home, UMass, Maryland, and Washington State. And for the Jays coming up, they have the in-state rivalry game coming up on Sunday in Lincoln at Nebraska, and then back here for 3 at home. Georgia Tech, Michigan State.
Now that's in Cancun. That's a better gig than
excuse me,
than Omaha.
I forgot about the Cancun trip.
Yeah, and Green Bay actually their next 3 games also in Cancun. So not a bad gig for both those teams. And you know, you look at what Green Bay is up against. So their next 3 in Cancun and then 2 more on the road before they get back home. And they are going to be battle tested before they get to the Horizon League. And when they play competition like this and excel against competition like this, they're looking dangerous.
Jensen turns the corner, gets to the rim and scores. Lauren Jensen now with 14. Needs some help from her friends.
Morgan Molly put up a 30 spot in her last game. She's just 1 for 7 in this one. So well guarded. You see a little zone action from the Blue Jays now.
Butler to the corner. Genki for 3. Got him.
Well, they haven't had a lot of volume from the outside. Just their 6th make, but they've only attempted 11. So high percentage shooting from the outside from the Phoenix.
Ronsick got the shot away, drew the contact from Genki. So Ronsick will go back to the free throw line. She has made 4 of 6.
Yeah, she was perfect at the line coming into today, 4 for 4 before missing a couple. But yeah, the Phoenix have guarded Morgan Molly well. They've just torched the Blue Jays offensively with some great movement off the ball, which is what you expect from this Green Bay team. It's you know the kind of offense they run, and they've just run it so efficiently tonight.
55-41. Ronsick makes both. She's got 15. There are now 4 Green Bay players with 3 personal fouls. And Kondrakowicz has not come back from the locker room. McNeil working on Molly. Turnaround won't go. Morgan Molly with the rebound. Molly, top of the key, puts it in.
That's long. It might be the longest 2 Morgan Molly's ever made without accidentally stepping on the 3-point line. She just decided to pull up. She had a little bit of space and took advantage.
Lead back to 12 for Green Bay. It's this end of the floor where Creighton's got to put in work. And Kondrakowicz is out of the locker room and ready to check back into the game. 4 on the shot clock. Step back. No good.
Yeah, I imagine most Phoenix possessions are going to go within 7 seconds. They're going to get it all the way down as far as they can go to make Creighton have as few possessions as possible down the stretch.
Jensen. 3 on the way. Townsend knocks it in. And a timeout for Kevin Borseth. 55-46. Creighton cuts the lead from 15 to 9 here to start the 4th. Can they pull off the big comeback? We'll find out after the break. throws. Creighton trying to cut back into the big lead. They've gotten some good shooting. Finally.
You see that bucket by Townsend. Just the second bucket for the Blue Jay bench. The Phoenix bench outscoring Creighton 21-6 right now.
There's Kondrakowicz back after twisting the ankle a little bit. Good to see her back out there. She's had a good night here in Omaha.
Yeah, she's had the defensive assignment on Morgan Molly. Really frustrated her with her long arms, not giving her space on the perimeter.
Anderson. Green Bay continuing to work the shot clock. And the pass tipped by Mogensen, then picked off by Jensen. Blue Jays got to make it pay. Mogensen for three. Just missed it. Tapped out by Molly, but nobody there in white to collect it. Schreiber, who's had a good night putting the ball through the tin. Kondrakowicz down low. Schultz. Scoop. Missed it. Blue Jays clamping the screws down on defense.
Yeah, they've got to take advantage of those misses because they've been few and far between for the Phoenix.
Jensen quick trigger three. Got all three.
The closest the Jays have been since the first quarter.
And DJ Sokol Arena comes alive. Kondrakowicz working on Molly. Right hand scoop, left it short. Great defense, Morgan Molly.
Absolutely outstanding defense. Stayed on the ground, didn't bite, and forced a tough shot there from Kondrakowicz.
6-point game, 5:48 and counting. Let's go Jays, ringing around DJ Sokol Arena. Jensen, the foul. She'll go to the line for two.
That's the first time we've heard this crowd this evening because it was such an early blitz by the Phoenix that really took the crowd out of it. Now you can finally get your home court advantage back into it with this little run by the Jays. A 10-0 run now from Creighton.
3 minutes and 45 seconds without allowing a point the other way. They were going to have something like this. Jensen's first free throw goes in, and the Blue Jays trail by 5.
Jensen, first team All Big East performer last year, has not missed a free throw this year. We talked about her three-point struggles, but been solid at the stripe.
Got them both. 4-point game. And the crowd that has been put to sleep by the visitor is awake now. Genki to Butler. Jensen with the clamp down defense, but a great finish by Butler.
Goodness, what a finish from Butler. I don't know how she got that up or in.
57-51. Jensen nearly lost the footing again. She'll take the three again. That would have been huge. Would have made it a one-possession game. Now Green Bay can push it back out to 3 possessions. Schreiber matched up on Mogensen, a smaller defender. Kondrakowicz spinning around Molly, and a travel. 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Creighton's battled all the way back, trailed by 15. And now they trail by just 6. Creighton in the middle of a 12-2 run had it down to 4 points. When Morgan Molly put it in, but Green Bay, as they have done all night, was able to find an answer and get it back out to a 6-point lead.
You see the impossible shot there, nearly impossible. Not for Bailey Butler, though. No problem. No problem for the junior from South Wayne, Wisconsin. I don't know how she got that in, but that was a really much-needed bucket for the visitors.
Well, if that's the only one she makes tonight, it's a good one to keep. Here's Ronsick looking for Molly underneath, threw it right to Schreiber.
Yeah, not sure what Ronsick thought she saw, but it was not there. Molly was behind her defender the entire time.
It's Kondrakowicz. Back out to Butler. Schultz. Green Bay look like they're almost under strict orders not to shoot until the shot clock's under 10. A long pass from Kondrakowicz, nearly out of bounds. 3 on the shot clock. 3 on the way for Genki. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to Jensen. Molly, deep 3. No good. Came flying in to try and get the offensive board. Committed a foul instead.
Just her second. Just the Blue Jays' first here. So after a lot of whistles here through the first 3 quarters, they've settled down a little bit here in the fourth. Just the first Blue Jay foul in the fourth and 2 on Green Bay here.
Morgan Molly 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. Slip pass for Schreiber, too far out in front. Another turnover for Green Bay.
Yeah, 3rd turnover in this quarter for the Phoenix, 4th this half. But again, Creighton still not taking advantage of those opportunities. Just the 4 points off of now 14 turnovers in the ballgame for the Phoenix.
Lauren Jensen with 19. 989 for her career. Ronsick has it swatted out of her hands.
Genki came over. She had a double on the other side, and then Ronsick tried to avoid the double, turned right into Genki, slapped it away.
Genki working inside, lost her footing, out of bounds to Green Bay.
It's a lot.
And the home crowd doesn't like it.
Kevin Borseth didn't like that either. He had to have his assistant coaches hold him back. Watch the it looks like a lot of contact here. Yeah, that's a foul on Molly Mogensen.
Not called. Green Bay inbounds. 10 on the shot clock. 2:46 to play. Schreiber outside Kondrakowicz. Good feed inside for Butler. Jensen from the baseline, missed it. 59-51 Green Bay.
Green Bay, you know, is going to take this just to about the 2-minute mark.
Butler inside, Kondrakowicz missed it. Schultz picks it up, and they get a fresh 20, so it'll be under 2.
Caveat there is if you don't get an easy layup, you'll take it inside.
Kondrakowicz with the left hand puts it in.
Great post move again by Kondrakowicz. Creighton had it within 4, and it's now 10, and that's going to get a timeout from Jim Flannery.
6-0 run for Green Bay over the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Creighton approaching 4 minutes now without scoring. It took, you and I talked about it during the break, it took a lot of energy for Creighton to get back and climb and claw back to within 4. And we wondered if they could keep that energy and keep fighting and keep clawing. And not that they're done, but this little 6-0 burst from Green Bay might have sealed the deal for the visitors.
You saw the bucket from Kondrakowicz, 8 points on 4 of 8 shooting. He's added 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And here's Maddie Schreiber leading the way, 14-5.
Yeah, such an efficient 5 of 6 shooting, 4 for 4 at the line.
Jensen pull-up jumper, no. Just the ability of the Green Bay defenders to stay in front all night has been impressive.
Stayed in front and just stayed close. Just denying passes, denying shots.
Big collision, Kondrakowicz and Mogensen.
Mogensen whistled for the foul there. She wasn't happy. Let's see. Yeah. It's probably the right call.
Kondrakowicz again holding that right ankle.
Yeah, she's gone down a couple times since she's been back on the floor. She was down on a previous trip and got up slowly, but her defense has really been key for the Phoenix in this one. She's had some nice offensive moves, but her defense has really impressed.
She's still treating that ankle pretty gingerly. And down to Butler. 1:26 to go. Creighton down 10 on their home floor. Blue Jays 4-3 all time against Green Bay. They haven't played each other since all the way back in 1995. Lauren Jensen called for the foul.
And again, this is a mid-major power. This is a team that when Creighton was in the Missouri Valley Conference and they were both in the top 25 mid-major polls constantly. You'd see them both in there, and they have the players to make runs in the NCAA tournament and beat teams like Creighton on the road. And this is definitely in them, and we're within 2 minutes now, so we should take a review on who this goes off of.
There was a disagreement between the officials on who touched it last, so we'll head to the monitor.
There was a disagreement between the officials also and the crowd.
That never happens.
The crowd wanted the review.
Well, just based on the reaction of Jasmine Kondrakowicz.
Well, you see it clearly goes through her hands, but then the question is, does it also touch Mallory Brake, who's back in there with those 4 fouls? She sat for a really long time, but back in there for defense. Now that's a good angle right there. That, to me, is pretty definitive off of Kondrakowicz.
Yeah, should be Creighton ball with 1:08 to go. And we're into near miracle territory at this point. Down 10 with 1:08 to play.
Well, and typically, if Creighton was shooting like they can, well, A, they wouldn't be in this situation.
Sure.
B, you'd think, oh, yeah, you can do 10 points in a 1:08, but they're 6 of 25 from distance right now. Just have not found their shooting touch at all this season. Came in shooting 30% from beyond the arc and just 6 of 25 tonight. They are 2 of 5 in this quarter, but they've got to get something going, and they got to get it going fast. And that timeout allowed Morgan Molly to check back in. She was out on defense, now back in on offense. So you look to get it to her or Lauren Jensen. Obviously, Emma Ronsick can knock it down. Those are the 3 you're going to look for most likely.
Jim Flannery's got 2 timeouts to work with. Jensen. Creighton's got to move quickly. Jensen, baseline, floater goes. And Lauren Jensen cracks the 20-point mark.
See some pressure here now from Creighton.
Butler trying to escape it. Gets it away to Schultz. Lob for Kondrakowicz, and that's a holding foul on Jamie Horan.
Yeah, just the 4th, so still no shots. Next foul will put Green Bay at the line. We'll see some substitutions, a little offense for defense right now.
First appearance of Brittany Harshaw tonight, the freshman. Green Bay to inbound. Schreiber working through the trap, gets it away to Genki. And a foul along Lockett.
And that's not necessarily bad. I don't know that they wanted to foul yet, but with that position where you're at and how much time is on the clock, you go ahead and foul and get them to the line and save yourself 10 seconds.
The fourth on Lockett. And the offense for defense substitution brings Ronsick and Molly back to the floor. Genki for 2 makes the first. Genki now with 10.
She averaged just over 5 points a game last year. Coming off a career night, 26 points in their last outing. She makes both those in double figures again. Creighton calls the timeout so they can advance.
Still a 10-point lead for Green Bay with just 40 seconds to play. 63-53. Each team with 2 players in double figures. Jensen with 21, Ronsick with 15 for Creighton. Schreiber with 14, Genki with 11 for Green Bay, but it's those others. They have a couple of players with 8, one with 7, one with 6. Creighton's got nobody else in that range.
Yeah, and the bench as well has been so productive for Green Bay, outscoring the Blue Jay bench 23-6 in this one. Green Bay really has done all facets of the game. They've done well, outscoring the Jays in the paint, almost doubling them up there, 30-16. Just a fantastic effort by this Green Bay squad.
Long inbound, Molly in the corner, missed it. Tapped up and out of bounds. And they're going to review.
Coach Borseth asking for it to be reviewed.
Initial call on the floor was Creighton ball. And that's important.
Let's see if we can get a better look at if that goes off Jamie Horan. Let's see.
It looks pretty clearly off Jamie Horan.
Yeah, and especially if you look at the momentum of the arm compared to the arm of Schultz. This is an interesting series that Coach Flannery set up to. It's a home and home. So Creighton's going to go play in Green Bay next year. And I applaud him for doing that, because you know he was up against that when he played in the Valley and tried to get games, tried to get teams to come on the road, or try to get them to come to Creighton, try to get a big opponent to come to Creighton. So they get a Big East opponent on their floor next year. And it's really a win-win. This isn't going to hurt Creighton's RPI. Green Bay's going to be a good team, and it's going to benefit Green Bay greatly, obviously, this win.
Butler able to break the press, gets it to Kondrakowicz, now Genki. And Green Bay trying to use as much of the clock as they can. Great job breaking the press. Wait for the foul to come, and now the shot clock is off. And Green Bay can extend it back to 12 with a couple of made free throws. Tremendous effort by the Blue Jays here in the fourth to get it back to 4 after trailing by 15 to start the fourth. But as you said, Rob, the energy expended to get it to that point might have just been a little too much.
Well, yeah, when you enter down 15, you've got to do everything you can, and you've got to do everything right, and you've got to force a lot of bad things to happen from the opponent. And the Phoenix were up to the task at every turn.
It's going to be one that Morgan Molly wants to forget. Just 2 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc.
Well, Creighton's only played, obviously, the one regular season game, that 30-point game here at home. She also had 28 points in the exhibition here at home. So she's enjoyed playing at home here to start her senior year, but that streak has come to an end as she goes 2 for 10 from the field, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. And Creighton, just as a whole, it's not just Morgan struggling to shoot from the outside. No Blue Jay has multiple three-pointers in this one. 6 different Blue Jays with 1 3, and that's just not normal Creighton basketball. It's not what you expect. And again, credit Green Bay, because
certainly
they have just smothered the Blue Jays on the perimeter.
One of the things that in the lead up to this game that I had to check and then double check and then triple check again, Green Bay has finished in the top 3 of the league in 28 straight seasons.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And 29 years ago, they finished tied for 4th.
Yeah, it's just, and again, this is the program itself, too, is just so impressive when you're looking back at the history. Just 3 head coaches all time since 1973. You look at Creighton, obviously they've had just 3 head coaches since the early 80s, but just 3 head coaches at Green Bay all time.
Yeah, and there's Kevin Borseth, the man he replaced, Matt Ballant, took the job at Illinois and then is now the head coach at Eastern Illinois. Creighton trying for a miracle. Jensen lost the handle. Molly thought about a deep 3. Turn around, won't go, and that ought to do it. Schultz able to cross the timeline, and the Phoenix of Green Bay come into Omaha and knock off number 22 Creighton. Just the 12th win over a top 25 program in school history, and they do it in dominating fashion, winning 65-53. They get their first road win of the season, and Creighton drops to 2-1 on the year. We'll be back to wrap it up here from Omaha as Creighton falls tonight 65-53 to Green Bay. Back with you one final time here from DJ Sokol Arena in Omaha. Green Bay comes to town and pulls off the upset. They win at 65-53 over Creighton. And to the casual observer who might just look at the box score after this one, it might look like a head scratcher. And Jim Flannery was literally scratching his head as he walked off the floor. But Green Bay just flat out played better tonight, Rob.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you can break it down, and it's sometimes you hear coaches say after games, you break it down, it's simple enough that if you make the shots, you have a better game. And Creighton didn't make the shots tonight. They shot pretty poorly, especially from beyond the arc. But a lot of that was because of the Green Bay defense. The shots that Creighton had were shots that maybe they didn't want to take, but they felt like they had to because they had an opening, and Green Bay was not giving them many openings. And you see the three-point percentages on the screen right now, 6 of 12 for Green Bay and just 6 of 26 for the Blue Jays. So yeah, just all the way around, Green Bay outplayed the Blue Jays tonight, and that's the simplicity of it, and that's why you're walking out of here with a road victory over a top 25 team.
And the start of the game was really the end of the game in many respects, because 22-9 in the first quarter, that deficit, Creighton was never really able to overcome it.
Yeah, absolutely right. It was a pretty even game throughout the final 3 quarters, but when you dig yourself a hole, you've got a lot of work to do to get back into that. And Creighton didn't take advantage of the opportunities that they did have with those offensive rebounds. They had so many opportunities with the offensive rebounds and the turnovers. They forced 15 turnovers, but just can't convert those opportunities. And they will try to get that corrected because they've got a big in-state rivalry game coming up next.
It's a quick turnaround. The Blue Jays will travel to Lincoln on Sunday to take on Nebraska. Creighton falls tonight 65-53 to Green Bay. We thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of Blue Jay women's basketball. Big thanks to Joe Willman, the producer here on Jay's Video, and to my partner Rob Sims. I'm John Schreiner. So long from DJ Sokol Arena.